Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, grade 6. Dear students, our next chapter, chapter number 11, the environment. Environment means our surrounding. Students, we use scientific word environment for our surrounding. In our surrounding, there are many things. Some are non-living and other are living. And so we call for non-living things abiotic factors of the environment and living biotic factors of the environment. Abiotic factors include water, air, temperature, and many physical features. And biotic factors, as we know, that plants and animals, especially other microorganisms like bacteria, and all these environments, all these factors make our ecosystem. So ecosystem, living things together with the abiotic parts of the environment and non-biotic parts of the environment makes our ecosystem. Page number 149. Did you know the study of ecosystem is called ecology, and the scientists who study the ecosystem, ecologists? Now test yourself questions and the answers. Question number 1. Describe the environment where you are reading this book. Give 2 non-living parts of this environment and 2 living parts of this environment. In the classroom, whiteboard and students, teacher and students. Second question, what is an ecosystem? Give an example of ecosystem. Living things together with biotic parts of their environment are called ecosystem. Example, forest. Page number 149, next topic, where things live. Students, all plants and animals live most of the time in a place which we called habitat. Where the animal live is called its habitat, and all the animals adapted according to their environment or habitat. Here you can see a tree, a woodland habitat where different type of animals and birds live. A wood or forest is usually a stable community for all the plants and animals. So first layer, tree layer, you can see that this tree layer consists of large trees and big trunks. This leaf form a canopy covering rest of the wood. Next layer, shrub layer. This tree is a first layer, and next is the shrub layer. Students, shrub layer contains shrubs. Now field layer are herbaceous. You can see here field layer are herbaceous or non-woody. Plants like grass or ferns are present, and the last layer is ground layer that covers the surface of the soil. For example, here like most mosses and ferns present. Page number 152, and other environment, river habitat. And river habitat contains many plants and animals. Microscopic animals also present in the river. Aquatic plants have long stem. You can see here this water snail, also a aquatic animal. Fish, as we know, that have streamlined structure and have fins. This kingfisher also belongs to the river for catching its prey. Now seashore habitat. You can see here these seaweeds have stick feet. You can see they have stick feet which firmly hold them to the rocks. This terms also related to the seashore habitat, and seabirds having strong beaks to cracking the net shells. And last one, sea creatures, for example mussels. They feed on microscopic animals and plants that are present in the sea water. Now test yourself questions, page number 140, and the answers are page number 150. First question, what is habitat? Animals and plants live most of the time in a place that suits them best. This is called habitat. What does adaptation means? Special features that help an animal or plant survive in its habitat. Fifth, what do woodland birds feed on? Woodland birds feed on berries in shrub layer. Next is a desert habitat. Students, as we know that deserts contain most of the sandy area of the earth. So deserts have roots that separate. Desert plants have roots that separate out a long way just beneath the surface of the ground. And in this figure you can see that the leaves of plants like cacti are reduced spines. They have reduced spines, and this cut down surface area to lose water from the plant in a evaporation process. This camel is a desert animal. They can store fats in the hump so that he can survive for longer time without food. It also has a capacity to store lots amount of water just for 7 days. Students, some animals are nocturnal. It means that many animals that live in deserts are nocturnal. It means sleeping during the hot day and only coming out at night to hunt and feed. Now, questions on page number 151 and the answers are: question number 1 on page number 151, how do mussels feed? B part, why do seabirds have strong beaks? Answer: A part, mussels feed by filtering microscopic animals and plants from seawater. B part, seabirds have strong beaks for cracking open the shells of crabs and mussels. Question number 7, describe the problems that seaweeds have to cope with. Seaweeds have sticky feet which hold them firmly to the rocks. Question number 8, A part, why do camels have big feet, a hump? Answer: its big feet have webbing between the toe to stop the animal sinking in the soft sand. And second, a camel stores fat in hump when there is no food available. B part, explain how camel can go for long period without water, because camels can store lots of water in its body. Question number 9, describe the adaptation that helps small animals survive in the desert. Desert plants have roots that spread out along with just beneath the surface of ground. 10th question, A part, what are nocturnal means? And B, explain how being nocturnal helps animals survive in the desert. The condition of being active or occurring during the night and is active during the day. And B part, answer, many desert animals are nocturnal, sleeping during the hot day and only coming at night. Next question, why do river plants have long stem? River plants have long stem so their leaves can float near the surface of the water to get light. And how are fish adapted to their habitat? Fish have streamlined bodies and fins it helps them swim through the water. Thank you.